I want to thank you sincerely. My relationship with Oni of Ife is very cordial. I believe Oni of Ife is my younger brother because I'm older than him. Sorry, I'm older than him, and where he occupied today, that was my position in Ife before I left Ife. I'm the owner of the Ife. That's what I'm trying to establish. There's no quarrel, there's no misunderstanding. I'm the owner of the place. And he knew that Ife belonged to the Olugbo of Ugboland. So there's no any problem. He knew the truth. I'm the owner. And I told a lot of people in Yoruba, the Dua met my great-great-grandfather there, Oraife, the guy, Obama, Songogo, Oraife has passed away. He left his son Obama, that son became king. That was exactly what happened. First king in Ife. And I told a lot of people that Jaja himself is not from the Oduduwa. Listen to him properly. He's from the Abore. They are doing ritual for the Oduduwa. It's not from that lineage. And that's what I told him. And I want to open it up today. That Oduduwa met my great-great-grandfather before we left Ogbu. We are now in Ogbu, the headquarters of Yoruba. Yes. Because I told you again, it's not from the Oduduwa, it's an Abore. People that do ritual for the king. It's not from that lineage. We have churching community in Ife. Before the arrival of Oduduwa, daughter, Durogun, and so on and so forth. And when Oduduwa came to Ife, arrived at Ife, let me put it that way. He met my grandfather. It was my grandfather that received me to Ife. In Ileru. Ileru was a judge at the palace, the only palace in Ife. Because the Tati community, they have their own crown. They have been in a system before they arrive back for the Oduduwa. Put it like that. And they have their kings. The Oba that control Ife there is the Obama Songogo, my great-grandfather. They have been assisting Ife before they arrive at Oduduwa. And they agree with me. A lot of them agree with me that my story is a true story. I'm not fabricating anything. That's the truth. It is in Ife up to tomorrow. Ileru, Nokeremo. We have 7 quarters there. The 7 quarter have king that belong to Obama King or Songogo in Ife tomorrow. We go to Ife to the house of Obasigi. He's a crown, prince. He's an Oba, let me put it like that. Oba Muri. They are there. We are three. But 7 of them just made mess of you. Have 7 quarters. What the important thing that happened at Ilefe is from our house. If other pass away, any other pass away in Ife, we are to do the sacrifice, the ritual. Without our palace, my our brother do the ritual, nobody can bury any pass away. They are going to destroy any other Oba again. There was a woman that married to my great grandfather Bama Kiyosagogo, the Yemolu, the Oba that's going to be on the throne, must marry that Yemolu. He has passed away for years, for 3 days before they can crown that Oba. If they do that, the Oba will die. Isn't it fair? Good day. But what I'm contesting now is that the Oba who was in the throne there, it was a ritual. It's not from the descendant of Oduduwa. They do have their own sons scattered all over the country. But it's not from there. It's not from that lineage. Ask him that, I told you. That you heard it from me. And a lot of things happen. If you have questions, I don't want to be, I don't want to bother you so much. You have a lot of things happen, so like the money be here. If you look at that, what purpose you see the Oba Maki Osogogo. That's the first king in Ife. Oba Maki Osogogo. My great grandfather. So I'm the owner. My great grandfather is the owner of Ife. Capture their children, their wife, the food. You know why they are doing that? Because a warrior, that time they don't fight, they don't go to fail. They face war. Because of hunger, they will send 16 of their children to Ife to God. Food, their wife and children, they bring it here. If it was in a problem. Tiyu Bankpedi, Ilahilo. Chaos. God bless you. You were just only here and there. So somebody said, these people that come to raid you every market day, you cannot capture them. You are not, they are very fetish. Your fetishness cannot affect them. What I want you to do, go and meet a ritual person somewhere. They imported the place to them. They went. They asked the Ifa in that place. Ifa told them that, there's nothing you can do to capture these people, 16 of them. What I want you to do is to go and look for one beautiful lady. Pretty girl. When somebody is pretty those days, don't make up, nothing. Unlike our time now, somebody will make up, do all this thing, no makeup. Natural beauty. They put the market. And as soon as they arrived there, they capture everybody. They went to capture the capture. They saw a young lady, pretty lady. Obe. They capture her. When they arrived there, because the slave, they put them on the side, one side, left side. Good one, they will put it at the right side for the kings. So when the king saw money, they said, this is a pretty girl. Please, let her come to the country side. That's how that was the time we are actually, so our time now, we don't, if you bless anybody now, you will remove it. Yeah, I'll bless it by you and the bless a layer of God. I'll bless it. So that was exactly what happened. So when the woman came, the lady came into our palace, he saw they call it oníyàrá tí wọ́n ń lò with mask and all this rifle and everything. Say, this is what these people use to come and capture us. The other say, oh, no, forget about it, I will tell you later. Because the lady is shacking him. So he went in. He was the one that do everything for. So don't worry. When after this month, year, because Moribu have a mission of coming here. Oba did not know that we have mission coming to this. To fulfill the mission in now the OBATERU, we call Moribu and say, this is what happened. You see this thing. What you could do to capture them, go and look for the tree. Look so like. Make sure you put what we call Uguso these days. Wrap it with it. When you put fire on the Uguso, as soon as they come, take courage and put it to their eyes, one by one. That is the thing you could do. Yes. When you do it, then nothing. They confess. They just they remove their. These people, they are saying, what is this? What is this? What is this? So the people were so angry. 9 of them said they are not going to. They begged them to stay with them. They said, no, we are going back to our father. 9 of them left back to Ugbo. 7 of them stay with them at Ife. Before he has only one son. That's one son. That's give birth to my father. Then to our father, I have that son. I would the only one son. So that was exactly what happened. So when they arrived here, where are the other people? 7, you are 16 now. Yeah, they said they are seeing if I don't know what they are doing with them. So our game brother was so annoying. He said, let me go and meet them and destroy them. Kill all of them, because the head of the warrior. When they arrived at Ife, saw the son, the 7 of them, they took care of them very well. He was surprised that I thought these people are beating my son, they were doing this one, so they are taking care of them. What do I do now? He asked himself, the king of Amakasana. Then, before you could do anything, you have to consult with a sign. Not this or something they are doing this with really or something go. And if I something told him, well, he asked from his father, because the father is half man, half spirit, or life. This is what I want to do. I want to destroy it. The father told him not to destroy it. You know, the Ife is a barren land. They don't have anything than Paramount. You have to leave this place and another place. Where you are going, by the time you arrive there, what your children will be eating for the rest of their life, you got it there. And that was what saved me. We left. My great-grand left voluntarily, and they came here. If you look at the southwest now, it was divided to 6 states. Ugbo is the only place that have crude oil in a large quantity. Where I built my house is on the top of crude oil. When I started my business, I started on crude oil. I don't know. See the year upon years, and that's what we are enjoying tomorrow. Although when we arrived, we met what we call Odoro, the Portuguese, they took it away. That's why they made salt. The salt. We have fish in a large quantity here. So later, while we serve Orimi, is a betrayer. It's call it hooligans, we call it high robber, because he betrayed us. He left, he refused our secret to Ife. It's the one that refused our secret today. We didn't like it at all. Because when your wife leave your place, go to another place to repair, your secret. She can't be your wife. That's why we say, we said, Moremi is a traitor, he's a betrayer, he's an armed robber to Ugbo. That was exactly what happened.
On the lighter note, Kabesi, going forward, how does it feel having been on the throne of your forefather the last 11 years?
I've been great, because what my great-great-father did not know, I discovered it. They knew about this story, but they don't know how to go about it. And when I came in, I was in Portugal, I was in Germany, I was in National Camp in London. Found out about this truth. I discovered this, that the Igbo are the owner of Ife. Not only that, even in Nigeria, the Omonoba that passed away, the father of this one, he wrote one book. The title of that book, Arimisa Obedient Servant, 2004, page 209, page 210. So the owner of Yoruba, they were Ugbo. Go and look for that book. I don't know him. So they were Ugbo ENITIOLORUNDA, very close to people. They are the owner of Ife. Not only that, in that book I wrote, Alafi told me that the owner of Ife, the Alafi for you, say it was my great-great-grandfather. Are you getting my point now? Again, Professor Ogden, now professor, who's he did cultural history. The people are very vast with the history of Yoruba. People that read cultural history. We have them like 4 in Nigeria, cultural history. He wrote thesis about this. As where he I think it's when he went to get his PhD, he wrote it on Igbo, that Igbo is the owner of Yoruba and Ife. So many authorities. Even the Ikedo of Yoruba, Matt, maybe you heard about it, the Ikedo of Yoruba, by the Professor Akinjogu. They spoke about Ikedo of Yoruba. 90% of Ikedo of Yoruba, they speak ILAJE and dialect as the owner of Yoruba. If you look at Ife and ILAJE, they have similarity.
In their language?
In their languages. Go to Ife today, go and ask for the 7 quarters. You see my brother there. One of them is coming, about 5 of them is coming here tomorrow to celebrate with me.
From Ife?
From Ife. So, I'm just telling you the truth of Yoruba. I'm doing that for Ife. Some people write Klanga one time about, there was a professor, Abimbola. It's Abimbola. It's not Bambi, this one is a small boy. He wrote something about the history of Ife. There's a book there. One thing I took there was that they said Ugbo left Ife voluntarily. Because some people thought no way. If you look at that book, write other to read there to favor Ife. I have done to do it. The only thing I picked there, the facts is like lawyer, but if lawyer is in court, they may write like a 1 million defense, but they will just pick a point to win their case. I'll show you that where he says that was what I was looking for. So the professor for me, he said the Ugbo left. I will show you. Left voluntarily. So that's it. I'm the owner of the place. Write it down. Put my name there. We have been on it for a long time, fighting. For if you look at what is happening, you could hear the noise of generator. Since I became over, For 11 years now, I've been on generator constantly every day. I don't like it. Although we are working with, state government now to make sure that we have electricity. We want it anytime from now. Somebody who's doing it for one of buy they call me the first day, they say, Kabis, I want to thank you sincerely. We heard what you are doing about this electricity now. Which I said, don't worry. Myself, I don't want to be on generator again because I'm spending less than many diesel. You know how much they say diesel in Nigeria. Although what the promise says that between few months now, they will install electricity now. Look at about 4 local governments. L.G.A, Kutikopa, Ilele, and Saudu. For the first of few months now, it will be restored. Community police, because the IG spoke about it. Some people have their own name different from the community police. When we have a Koda these days, the native police, 60s, they work for us, particularly for the urban. If federal government allows to have a community police, it's a welcome idea. I have no option. I have any. I didn't against it at all because we have a code that those days. They call them local police. We have Nigeria police. And they are helping us. If you look at the security in the country now, it's compulsory for us to have a community police to defend us. It's good. It's a welcome idea. I think with this community police and vigilante and some other thing, it's going to help us tremendously with the community. It was other one that proposed community police for us, and the local one we have. When the two of them work together, I think we solve the problem. The problem is going to solve anytime from now, in Jesus' name.
My name is Femi AKINRUNTAN. I'm the GMD OBAT group, and I'm also KBC's second son. I'm so happy to be here. Starting from the first coronation, this is the 11th one, and it has been a blessing to the whole entire family. Not only the family, to the whole kingdom. But being at it May, because of the situation of things in the country, we decided to just do a little bit of marking. Because it's a yearly thing that we normally, it's part of our culture now. So to celebrate KBC, and I want to wish him all the best. I want to wish him good health. I want to wish him all his heart has been, or whatever has been desired by him has been accomplished. But I just want to wish him more life, good health, and to govern us very well.
That the wealth of Ondo State is embedded here in commercial quantity. That is by divine providence. As we felicitate with the Paramount ruler, Chairman Ondo State Council of Obas.
mo wá ní kábíyèsí wa ọba Thomas Olúwọlé Adésayọ̀ jẹ́bi. Ìyàwó kábíyèsí olúbalùwà lábọ̀ these eminent personalities is your kingdom. We want to introduce 19
Wow! Is she graceful? Is Imperial Majesty at all? And by divine providence, she is the monarch of Ugboland. Without much ado, with her Majesty, Olugbo His Excellency,
egungun rẹ̀ bá yanu lẹ́yìn akọ̀rọ̀ dúró á ṣe kábíyèsí o alọ̀rọ̀ ọjà mo mà kí ọ ká. òṣìṣẹ́ karùfẹ̀ kábíyèsí láti wá kí wa káàbọ̀ ladies and gentlemen.
Let us give our help here in our list. We have in our list His Royal Majesty of those who came with His Royal Majesty. I'm calling on cultural ventures for a useful environment on the state. Please, let's clap for them. And I need you to understand our attention because you are quite important to us. Thank you. Please, let's have a
bá ti gbà ẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀.
Ẹ jẹ́ kí adájọ́ ká máa
Tó ọpọlọ lórí sóòdì.
tí gómìnà sọ.
Ọkọ̀ rẹ̀ fọ́ ní o. Orí èsì pé bó fún ìwé ìkàkiri ni wá kà á. Ó sì mọ́ bá. Èyí darí ọjọ́ òní. The Lord has kept every one of us to see the light of today. Èyí tẹ̀ wá kà kábíyèsí yẹn lórí ṣe ọjọ́ kọ̀ọ̀kànlá. Èyí ó tó onílòkùn bá rẹ̀. Èyí ó jẹ́ ní. Ó dàbà ná. Lórí ọjọ́ ìgbàgbọ́ sí àkọ́kọ́ ọjọ́ kábíyèsí jẹ́ gángan. Mo bà tí mo rí àmì ìbẹ̀rẹ̀jọ́ náà. Èyí náà kọ́ sí ojú mi. Mo wà pé ẹsẹ̀ mi nìkan sojú ẹ̀, ó sojú ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ará mi bẹ́ẹ̀. A wà láyé, a wà láàyè, a wà lálàáfíà, ọpẹ́ ni fún Olúwa. Mọ́jọ́, without any form of accident, we should also give thanks to God on behalf of every one of us. What Kabiyesi is doing today is not out of place. Some people might have different opinions that why is somebody is celebrating every year an anniversary of his enthronement to the throne. Just as you celebrate your birthday every year, it is not out of place. Because God employed us in His word that we should number our days, that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. Ká máa kárí ọjọ́ wa, ká lè máa fi ọkàn wa sí ipò ọgbọ́n. And I want to believe that the celebration of today is not just perfect. Yes, we are dancing, we are rejoicing, we are dining, we are whining. That's supposed to be when we are celebrating, because a merry heart does well even more than medicine. Wọ́n ní ká yọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn tó bá ń yọ̀. Kábíyèsí yọ̀ lẹ́nu ni torí ìgboro wá ṣe wá tá à ń bá wọn yọ̀. À ń jẹ́ of your life. How well have you fared? If you are 40 years old, what have you been able to do for yourself, for your family, and for your immediate environment? Those are the steps we should be taking. And I know today, for the past 11 years, there have been peace during the reign of our father, Dr. FREDERICK AKINRUNTAN. These are part of what is celebrated. There is peace in the land. And we all know that without peace, there is nothing much we can achieve in everything that we do. This is not far-fetched. About a month ago, we all witnessed end-SARS protest. That is a typical breach of peace, and we knew all that happened. Tí àlàáfíà ò bá wà ní ìwé inú ilé wa dandan, a lè ronú sùn. Ká máa sọ pé àgbègbè wa àbí orílẹ̀-èdè. So mo bá kábíyèsí yàn lẹ́nu. Mo bá yíyàn gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹnìkan. Mo dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé gómìnà mi náà ní wọ́n dùn lé kí àgbègbè tẹ ìjọba sí àlàáfíà ìjọba ìlọsíwájú wà. Èyí jẹ́ ohun tí à ń yọ̀ lé lórílẹ̀-èdè, òun ṣe jíjẹ mímu nìkan. So I want to invite all of us, whatever we can do to contribute to the peace of our homes, of our community, of our state, and of our nation. We should all strive to contribute our voice. Happy celebration.
OBAS, not state government. Yorùbá bá sọ̀rọ̀ wà ní lórúkọ bá wà, lábàbí wà, lọ́ọ̀bí wà, lábàbí wà, lórúkọ wà, sáwọ́ máa ń lọ bá sọ̀rọ̀. Àyà ìjọba fẹ́ já ọ ní ìfọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀. Lẹ́bí lọ́nà, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ìjọba ti sọ̀rọ̀ sẹ́yìn lẹ́yìn lọ́sọ̀rọ̀ náà, ẹ̀já gbọ́ta àwọn bàbá. Wọ́n á ní ìwọ̀ fún olè ìwọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ fún yóò. Olè ìwọ̀ fún yára. Ìyàwó ìjọba fún ẹ̀ láti sọ̀rọ̀ náà lọ́dà fún yóò.
Dr. FREDERICK OBATERU was way back before he became the king in Olugbo Of Ugboland. I knew him then as a business tycoon that has done so well for himself, and he was well known in the business world, especially in the oil and gas sector. The chairman, MD CEO, OBAS Petroleum. He is a jolly good fellow, a philanthropist, and someone who has carved a niche for himself, an elegant personality. And since I became king in about 11 years ago, and he has moved back home to his roots in ENITIOLORUNDA. And like I said during my speech, that since he has become king, he has ensured that there is peace in the land. We all know that there is nowhere in the world where we have absolute peace. But compared to some other communities in Nigeria, Ugboland has been very, very peaceful. Don't forget also that his domain, Ugboland, is the only oil-producing area in the entire southwest of Nigeria. And that is what has made Ondo State to be part of the Niger Delta region. And a lot of people believe that Niger Delta region is very, very volatile, and we have all kinds of militancy activity going on. And Ondo State has been adjudged to be the most peaceful area of the Niger Delta region, and by extension, Ugboland. So, these are some of the things he has ensured in his domain. And you know that when there is peace in a place, there are so many other benefits that peace will attract to the area. So that is what we have been enjoying in the past 11 years. But my appeal, like I was saying, that everyone should strive, including the king himself. The celebration should not just be about dining and whining, but to ensure that the relative peace continue. And that is part of what we are celebrating, and enjoining everybody to contribute their quota to strive hard to ensure that peace is maintained in the area, in this domain. Thank you.
I thank God. I thank people that come here to celebrate with me, particularly the Olugbo Alayeluwa. OBATERU Kobarashe. And this is the way he sat here majestically. He did very well, because from here to Wales about 3.5 journey. Called me yesterday that I was coming here today to celebrate with me, and he came. Now, be my friend since he became monarch. Like what he said now, that you have to come together for all of us to have common say, to how to tell the government what you want. It's part of what we went for the other time when I was in Abuja. You know, I was interviewed by AIT in Abuja and TV Lagos. What we are doing, you know, we are playing. You see, you could see the personality today. The governor cannot make it. He sent the deputy governor. And one of the important commissioner of local government and chieftaincy, is here with us, that's for the people I saw today, because a lot of things happen in the state. There was a lot of strategy that we didn't even thought of it. It happened. We went to disorganize the ceremony, but God said no. God refused it, that nothing will happen. But I'm going to be by joy today. I'm going to be happy. I'm happy for what I saw today, honestly. I mean, even since yesterday, look at what happened here yesterday around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. We celebrated the Hijj, celebrated the 11 years anniversary, where a lot of journalists, the first most journalists in Nigeria, they are here with me yesterday. We celebrated it yesterday. We took a lot of champagne, yeah, champagne, a lot of things. We are happy, we have a joy, we are like, we were so happy. And that was what happened today. When he called me yesterday that he's coming here today, whatever that happened, I said, can you make it? He said he's going to make it. That's a gentleman agreement. Now the governor are very brilliant. They think they have a lot of, they thought about so many things about security, and they have planned the way they're going to handle it. Even the monarch are not lag behind. They have our own way advise the government, because the war people that are embarrassing us also. You see what happened yesterday? Here, they killed one of our daughter monarch. We don't know who that killed him. Honestly, the government of Southwest, they are worried. Because I spoke with my governor yesterday and this morning. The governor is supposed to be here today. It's because of this problem. That's why I couldn't make it. That's why I couldn't make it at all. So we are planning now. You know, if you look at what is happening, there is a lot of design now, security. Some states say their own is amateur coup. Some say they call it a lot of. It's the same. The federal government said they can only allow community policing. They are the same. Community policing, L.G.A, they are all the same thing. They are for local security. If you look at those days, you have what we call the native police. Some people call them the Adoka, Olugbo Of Ugboland. They are doing a lot of things for us, for the OBAS. We have them, they have their ONDO, they have a lot of things behind that ONDO. I mean, preventing the OBAS, protecting our interests. We still want it now, the native police, to protect our interests. That we have to come together. I supported it, when I heard about it. We are going to do it. But Yoruba make one proverb, they said, "Ati gbọ́mọ bà fọ́sùn." Somebody who's supposed to be number 1, they put in number 20. Until this one is regularized, before you can get answer. It has to be regularized. Somebody who's supposed to be number 1 has to be number 1, number 2 you have to be number 3, you have to be like that. And that's the problem we had in Yoruba land. There's no new way. I mean, pretend, we look at somebody's eyes, look at somebody's face, whether it's going to be annoyed or not. There's one proverb in Yoruba, they said, bí Yoruba lọ lẹ́gbẹ̀rún ọdún, òtútù ajáde níjọ́ kan akọjá ẹ̀. We tell like I travel for million years, but the truth will come out one day.
And I came to visit ENITIOLORUNDA in Ugboland, and His Imperial Majesty Dr. FREDERICK ENITIOLORUNDA AKINRUNTAN. I came to visit a great king in Africa. I see greatness in him, and that's why I'm here today to celebrate his 11th year on the throne. It's a great feat. I congratulate him. I congratulate the Queen, the Olori, who is, I believe, she's the backbone of this kingdom. It is a great kingdom in Yoruba land with lots of history and a deep history. But one thing I'm still talking about why I'm making this visit is for her. Is the chairman of ONDO State Council of Traditional Rulers. But at the same time, I'm craving for his indulgence in like bearing the hatchet, shooting a sword, and let there be peace. There has never been a Yoruba Council of OBAS. There was Western House of Chiefs in the 60s, which the Olugbo is one of is a high-ranking member. The Olugbo used to be the minister without portfolio. We were just few that are minister without portfolio back then. But then today, I came to visit a great king, and not just in Yoruba land, but in Africa, because of the feat he has reached in monarchy and where he has pulled himself up to by the grace of God. And today, I'm craving his indulgence, and I'm also appealing to other monarchs in Yoruba land that what we have never heard of, what we have never done in Yoruba land, what is actually, we are the head and the leader of our people in different communities. And that's why the Yoruba in the north, all their kings comes together. They have that. We don't have no southwest or Yoruba Council of Obas, which is one. So it's not possible. If we are scattered like that and we are not one, then it means that Yoruba land is scattered. And just a stick of a broom cannot sweep the floor. You need to, it's a bunch of sticks that makes a broom, and we can sweep the house clean. So all our histories or anything that we have erred or we have done each other, that we have offended each other, step on each other's toes, when we come together as one, then we can be able to resolve issues of the land. It's like somebody that has a big plank on his face and wants to remove the sawdust. So we are the leaders of Yoruba race, not Afenifere. Afenifere cannot speak for Yoruba land. No organization can speak for Yoruba land. It is only the Obas that can speak for Yoruba land. So Yoruba has no voice for long because there is no unity among the kings. And that's why I came here. I've been to the I've talked to Baba Alafin. We need to sheathe our sword, bury all hatchets and any differences that we have. We need to come together. We cannot resolve anybody's issue if we cannot be united. I am free spirit, liberal, and I know I want peace, I want unity. And this is what I see in Kabiyesi, the Olugbo of Ugboland. It's just an amazing. You have to dig deep. The deep understands the deep. You must be spiritual. You must dig deep before you understand. And that's what makes me and him. It's just that there is a spirit, and that's the spirit of God. It is not about Christianity or something. In Yoruba, our Yoruba, we have Olodumare. We have God. And Emiolondewa. So this is what, and those can recognize each other. And that's how I moved close to him. He's very free spirit and very good, kind-hearted man. And if anybody wants to do anything, just do right by him. And that's it, and you won't have any issues. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your good message to all Yoruba in the aspirants and in Nigeria as we speak. Your good message.
Yoruba is in where?
Yoruba in the aspirant.
In diaspora?
Yes,
Yoruba is in diaspora. Hi, how are you? What I'm going to tell you about is that I pray for you every time. I remember you in my prayers. I'm one of you before. I'm a diasporan, and I believe you have a lot to better the lots of Nigeria, and try to be innovative. This time of Corona is really bad, but you can think out of the box and do something different with life, which is research more, inventions, innovations, and our children too in Nigeria. This time of Corona is a hard time, and you need to be, let me say, be patient for this God, because this time of Corona, it affects all nations in the world. The problem in Nigeria now didn't start from today. So we need to be patient for a government that is ready to work and reach the marginalized. But we have problem of, I think we first had COVID problems, which there was no oil. Then we have the NSAS. There's no money coming in. So everybody has to be his brother's keepers in this land. But inventions, innovations, let everybody start thinking out of the box to live a life. One thing I want to tell Nigerians about security: we cannot cow our police officers, our military and our security officers. We can't cow them in. We can't make this country ungovernable or attacking police or be disrespectful. We need to respect our policemen, and they will respect you back. All what happened, the NSAS issues happened, and everybody has learned their lessons. But the security of this nation cannot be compromised and jeopardized. We cannot let citizens be harassing officers. We've seen this happening lately. Please, let everybody respect each other. Mutual respect, and you'll be given that. You cannot be harassing officers who has gun in their hand, and you believe you won't get hurt. So please, we have told our policemen in this country, and they know what happened, that they should not misbehave or do wrong to the citizens. So you too, please, we cannot cow in our security agencies. We cannot make them be like threatening them or anything. So thank you very much, and God bless.
My name is Otumba Adeyemi Sebastian Edigen. I'm the Gbobani of Ugboland. I'm also the Otun Akogun of Ugbo. I've known His Imperial Majesty, Oba Dr. FREDERICK ENITIOLORUNDA OBATERU AKINRUNTAN, Commander of the Order of the Niger, L.G.A 1, Paramount Ruler and Prescribed Authority Olugbo Of Ugboland, since my childhood. So I can say that I know His Majesty like the back of my hands. Since our growing up days with His Majesty, I can tactfully say that he is one of the most committed philanthropists that ever lived. If Kabiyesi has not given to the poor, given to the needy, given even to those who have, he wouldn't rest in the day. He is committed to giving, empowering people, helping people in vocational studies. He's got a great passion for education, and little wonder he's got 4 honorary doctorate degrees from 4 universities in Nigeria, 2 state universities and 2 private state universities. Kabiyesi has an invaluable esteem for education, and that's his passion. I would tell people that if you want to sell pepper and you are educated, it's sure you will sell it in a different way. Kabiyesi is energetic. He works so hard. Kabiyesi loves his people. Many times we're the ones that will have to pull him inside, because he will listen to everybody. He's a good listener, a great listener. He will listen to his subjects. He would help them. He's very close to the youth. He is jovial. He loves to sing. He loves to read. He loves to give. He is very intelligent. Kabiyesi doesn't forget numbers. He doesn't forget dates. He doesn't forget names. He doesn't forget figures. He's a boardroom Caesar, and that's what I can classify him. I would say that someone like His Imperial Majesty, Oba ENITIOLORUNDA OBATERU AKINRUNTAN, someone like him comes once in 1,000 years, and that's why I believe that ILAJE are very privileged to have His Imperial Majesty Oba AKINRUNTAN on the throne of his forefathers at such a time as this, whereby he's celebrating the 11th anniversary of his ascension to the throne of his forefathers as the paramount ruler and prescribed authority, a natural paramount ruler who sits on a very highly esteemed, highly exalted stool in Yoruba land. And if I may say 1 or 2 things about our ancestral history, I would without dispute say that we, the ILAJE, are the oldest stock of people in Yoruba land. Our history dates back from Ile-Ife, which Professor Akinjobi said then the pre-Oduduwa Ife was called Ugbomokun with 16 communities. His forefathers are the same Osangangan Obamakin that ruled, the son of Oronfe Olile Ina Olundi Orioke Eberati Jewe Egbegbe, that ruled in Ife as the Sion of Ife before they migrated here to found a new confederacy, just like the 16th confederacy. Obamaki Osongo achieved, Oramakinja achieved another 16th confederacy here. Lots of similarity. You can always see the connection between present day Ugbo and ancient Ile-Ife before the advent of Oduduwa. The first Aboriginal palace, Ile-Akpero, which is still in Ile-Ife today at Iramo Road, was the first palace of Osangongo Obamakin, the first Aboriginal palace of Ile-Ife, where Obatala who ruled in Ife, Iwiri, that's the Obanwe, and all of them converged to hold meetings. So we are rich in culture. You can see around us the statue of Moremi. You can see Omi Okorobojo. You can see lots of cultural antecedents that link us to our ancestry in Ile-Ife. And I need to say this, that God in his infinite mercy has gifted Ugboland with a unique language or a unique dialect. Professor Akinjobi also made a very cogent point by saying that pre-Oduduwa or ancient language of Ife is called the Ikedu, and present-day dialectologists and linguistics historians say that the ILAJE dialect of Yoruba language of today bears 90% similarity to that language that was spoken, or that dialect that was spoken in Ile-Ife, which is the Ikedu. So lots of things in cosmology, Yoruba cosmology, in dialectology, in DNA history, in archaeology, and so many other facts, and so many other pointers that show, or facts that show, that the Ilaje Ugbo are actually the aborigines, the original settlers and owners of ancient Ile-Ife before we migrated here. And God so good, when we got here, it's been a haven of peace and prosperity. We met Odoro, which is salt. It was because of that salt that the Europeans, the Portuguese, the Germans then came to the port of Erono. In fact, the port of Erono here is noted as the first sea port in Western Africa, where the Portuguese came in. And our treaty with the British is among the very first in this entire nation, as far back as 1884. It wasn't the treaty of servitude. It wasn't a treaty of the British, of our Britannic Majesty trying to protect us. It was a treaty of friendship, commerce, and trade. Because in the archives of the Portuguese, they referred to the Olugbo as the Pope of the Negroes. The Olugbo and Ugboland had always been significant. KBSC works hard. You need to learn diligence. If he sleeps 1 o'clock, the Olugbo wakes up 5 a.m. Once he sleeps 1, if he sleeps 2 a.m., he wakes up 5 a.m. Spontaneous, intelligent, is a beast. You need to learn from him. For a man to be the first African or Nigerian recipient of the Clinton Global Initiative Award, to be the Forbes rated richest king in Africa from 2014, for him to be the largest, the owner of the largest private property in FCT Abuja, for him to be the owner of the largest petroleum tank farm privately owned in Africa and the third largest in the world, for him to be one of the most decorated personalities in the world, Dr. Honoris Causa, honorary doctorate degree, University of Ado-Ekiti, Ondo State University, Lead City University, Oduduwa University, Petumodu. What do you want to say about, what do you want to advise KBSC about? He's an excellent man, an excellent giver, an excellent philanthropist, a committed husband, an excellent father, one of the most decorated personalities in the world, an icon of commerce, trade and industry, chairman of chairmen, the boardroom Caesar, a coach. While you're talking about trivial issues of life, KBSC will be giving you lessons of life. Learn from this. So I don't have a message for him. I just want to pray that God, in his infinite mercy, will prolong the life of his Imperial Majesty, Oba Dr. FREDERICK ENITIOLORUNDA OBATERU AKINRUNTAN. We in ILAJE Ugbo are privileged to have his Majesty as our King and Lord in this place, because, as I would put it, before he ascended the throne of his forefathers, Ugbo was boxed into a corner. But when he became the Olugbo, the paramount ruler, he brought Ugbo to the center of the world, the center of attraction. And we just want to pray again that God will increase his Majesty in wisdom, in favor, in power, in strength, and give him many, many more years. And I want to appreciate Olori, because without a very strong woman by a man, that man can't succeed. I have never, and I tell people, seen a woman that is so prayerful, so committed, so humble, despite all the wealth that is stupendous. We want to commend her, and we want to pray that God will continue to use her to support the Olugbo. And I pray that Ugboland will continue to be a haven of peace, of prosperity, of love and favor.